I'm David Monroe, and in this edition of the Multifamily Minute, I want to talk about going to look at the property prior to making an offer. There are some circumstances where that may not be feasible, and there are more than enough circumstances that allow you to take the time and go look at the property prior to making an offer. I had an incident yesterday where a gentleman utilized the pictures from the marketing materials and did not come look at the property and didn't live that far away. He could have taken the time to come look at it, decided not to, hired a real estate broker to put a contract with me. We negotiated, got the contract agreed, signed, and in the first week he came to look at the property. Well, the property isn't in the greatest condition. It's a little duplex, has some deferred maintenance on the outside, and when the buyer's broker got there, he looked at the property and just got a completely negative attitude about it. Called him up immediately and said, "Oh my goodness, you've got to come see this. There's rot here, there's this there," and just the buyer could have not had anything else but negative thoughts about it when he showed up. Long story short, they ended up canceling the contract. And we could have avoided this whole incident and not wasted anybody's time on this if he would have just came and looked at the property prior to making a contract. He would have known how much deferred maintenance there was rather than relying on the pictures, and he either would have said, "No, this is too much for me," or if he's a value add buyer, he could have said, "I need to adjust for this in the purchase agreement and make an offer based on the amount of deferred maintenance." Instead, we wasted a lot of time negotiating a contract, going out to the property, bringing an inspector out to look at the property, so it cost him a little bit of money on top of that. Cost me my time, cost the other broker's time, and cost his time. So instead of wasting everybody's time and jumping to getting an offer out there, especially when the property's been sitting on the market for a little bit of time and there's no one else with offers on the table, take the time to go look at the property, make sure it's what you really want to look at. Now, if you're in California and the property's in Alabama, you're probably not going to make that trip, and you may want to call a third party and say, "Hey, you know, I'd really like to put an offer on this property, but I really need to know what the condition is. Can you give me some unbiased information about it and go look at it?" And you can either pay that person to do that. If it's a 150 unit apartment complex, that may be worth it. If it's a little 2-unit, probably not. But you can also contact a broker that isn't the listing broker and do the same thing. They'll be more than happy to go look at it for you and give you their honest opinion. Again, I'm David Monroe, and thank you for listening to me rant and rave a little bit on an incident I had the other day. But we all left friends, we all parted ways in a good manner, and hopefully we'll be able to do business in the future. Have a great day, and we'll talk to you again on the next Multifamily Minute. Bye-bye.